welcome back and congratulations. We have arrived at December 2025, the month of the Yang Earth Rat. And believe it or not, in this edition of Monthly Metaphysics, this is the final stretch before we cross the finish line into the Fire Horse year of 2026. We have December and January, and then on February 4th, we make that switch over to that Fire Horse energy. So if November felt like a curtain call of the wood snake year, sorry, you have 2 months. You have 2 months left. December is the runway with lights turned on one by one saying, prepare for takeoff. Take a deep breath. This month is powerful. Please don't let it get lost in the shuffle of the busyness of the holidays. As we begin, remember you can play along. At the end of this video, I will be talking about specific things that may be happening in your own personal destiny chart. If you don't have your destiny chart, you can use this QR code, scan it, and create your chart by entering your birth date information onto the chart generator. You may also head over to my personal website, amytheisen.com, enroll in the free courses on that site, and you will have access to 2 chart generators. One is your BaZi chart, your Chinese astrology chart that I referred to during this session. And the second is the chart generator for your personal Chi Men information. I give free classes on there. There's no strings attached. You can learn all about you, your life star, your personal day master, your guardian of destiny. It gives you a nice foundation for these monthly metaphysics mastery sessions. So on to the month of December and what the heck is going to be happening this month. Think of December as this deep winter energy. No matter where you are in the world, it is considered a winter animal. Water is the dominant element. The yin energy is very strong, and we meet with the pillar, yang earth over rat, that is often described poetically as a solid mountain wrapped in mist, stable underneath, but uncertain on the surface, rather mystical. Earth gives us structure, planning, and foundation. Rat brings water, intelligence, strategy, opportunities beneath the surface. This pair is known to be a strong starter, but not such a great finisher. It's like starting a new workout program full steam, but then you get distracted by all the holiday cookies or even the holiday craziness that's going on, and suddenly your motivation wears off. So this month requires conscious follow through. So imagine you're climbing a mountain on a trail you've not hiked before. You can feel that the ground is solid, but the fog is making it really hard to see. And because of that, you ask yourself, do I need to stop? I can't see the ground beneath my feet. I don't know what's happening more than a couple of steps ahead of me. Or do you trust your footing and keep going? That's December. So it's a month of beginning, a month of direction setting, a month of who am I becoming? So this is what December says. If it could speak, she would say, don't wait for January to choose your future. Choose it now, and January will follow your lead. December is a key month here. Do not waste it. Do not be so distracted by all of the outings and the franticness of the holiday season. Make sure you're focusing on you and the intentions that you're setting for the year ahead. Now, what we want to be thinking about is instead of asking, what do I want to do next year? Ask yourself, who do I want to be? Who will I be in 2026? Because when your identity shifts, results will follow naturally. If you say, I want to be XYZ, then it's easy to make choices in that direction. December wants us to anchor, revise, and recommit, to tie up the loose ends, to finish the things that have been undone, get our foundations clean and clear so that next year doesn't drag old luggage into our new timeline. It is about release. I've been talking in the last couple of months about letting go of the things that no longer serve, that you don't want to take with you into the Crimson Horse and the Blood Red Goat, 26 and 27. Now, this is the pillar of December, Yang, Earth, over the rat. On top is the earth, and underneath is the water. So this is an earth clashing water. It's a natural clash. Earth tries to contain the water, water tries to seep through. So think of water always crashing against a cliff. Eventually the cliff erodes away. But what happens to the water? It gets muddy. So this is a clash. This creates some pressure, tells us to restructure. Tough decisions need to be made. Truths are rising to the surface. Also remember that the rat clashes the horse, and 2026 is the year of the horse. So there is a call out to 2026. So we're already going to be feeling more of the sparks of 2026 coming in. Imagine Earth as the teacher with that clipboard. And rat is the brilliant student who would rather be clever than follow the rules. And the teacher is saying, finish the assignment, Mr. Rat. And the rat is whispering, oh, I could just go over here and do these 3 other things. So this energy isn't stable in December. It's more like an awakening energy. And December is going to expose what is weak so that we can reinforce it. And it shows us what must end in 2026. In 2025. So in 2026, we can begin to move forward. Here is the interaction of the Earth Rat with the 2025 BaZi chart. And this gets a little bit spicy. We have what's called an uncivilized punishment happening in the global chart, specifically with the people, with the population. It's affecting people, not governments. And if you were part of the summit last year for 2025, I talked about how the governments would be trying to get more money out of the population, out of the people. They would be taking away benefits. They would be taking away things that they were doing to prop up the population and instead introduce things like more taxes or tariffs. So we could see more of that happening in December with this uncivilized punishment, with this earth coming in because of how things are interacting here. When rat clashes, the yang earth clashes with the yin water day master, we get more emotions, we get reactive behavior, we get desires bubbling up. This is that uncivilized punishment going on. Like everybody's filter is just a little bit thinner. We may see headlines of public frustration, of protests, moral slip-ups, reactive decisions, breakups, breakthroughs, confessions. This is a month where the world is going to be collectively saying, I can't keep pretending that everything is fine. And that's not bad. This is an energy that helps humanity grow up emotionally. So the lesson of uncivilized punishment is self-worth and maturity. We don't control the waves, but we can surf it with integrity. And that's what the month is all about. This energy that's being introduced is how can we go through things with more maturity? And then on December 21st, so the days leading up, the 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, these are the longest nights of the year. This is when we have a sacred pause. This is one of the best manifesting days of the year, not manifesting through hustle or vision boards, but manifesting by stillness, creating clarity, and choosing your identity for 2026. Remember, I said, who do you want to be? What do you want to be? How do you want to be? On the 21st, I recommend sitting quietly at some point during that day and asking yourself, who am I becoming? What identity am I choosing? What part of me is ready to take the lead next year? This is a great time to strategize. What's your strategy for next year? Write down what it's going to take for you to become that which you desire. If you wish, you can light a candle while you're doing this and say your intentions as declarations, not hopes or asks, but declaring, I am going to be this in 2026. Maybe it's I'm commanding that I be financially free. I command that I have loving relationships. I ask and I command that I have great health. And as you set yourself up to become, the choices on what to do next to take action around become easier. So let's talk about the Chi-Men chart for this December. We look at the 2025 chart and we move to the North Palace. The North Palace is the one governing us in 2020, in December of 2025. This is where we meet the Moon Guardian. We meet the Hero Star, the Open Door, Yang Metal. So this combination rewards effort, honesty, discipline, and follow through. The moon is always a guardian that's associated with hiding things. Level one, moon, talks about survival. So people are going to be looking at how they can make what's been going on in their lives stable and part of their new reality. This is a month where truth surfaces, and both personally and globally. So look at, don't distract yourself from truth. Be honest with what's going on in your life so that you can make better decisions. Secrets are going to crack open. People are going to admit what they really want, and courage replaces avoidance. Think of the things that you've been ignoring. That's what demands attention, not to punish you, but to help reclaim your clarity. This palace asks, where do you need to stop avoiding the truth? When you answer that honestly, you're going to gain power over your life. Now let's talk about the hexagram before we move into the personalized part of this session. The hexagram is number 3, which is called beginning or growing pains. This is a message of slow progress, of uncertain progress, of beginning a journey. It's messy, it's unclear, but it's full of potential. It's like planting a seed. The soil looks quiet, but the roots are forming and no one can see them. So this hexagram says, trust slow progress. It says, don't isolate. Move deliberately, not impulsively. Find the people that can work with you and who will help you. And if we look at the month's auxiliary stars, it's like December holiday energy itself. Generous, illuminating, occasionally chaotic. So Jade Hall, Dragon Virtue, Emperor, and Taiji Nobleman are acting like the invited guests who arrive with the gifts and wisdom and support, helping us step into leadership, receive opportunities, and experience unexpected breakthroughs. Then we have the not so great guests, Calamity Shaw and Dark Sky Shaw, who are like those relatives who show up late, they arrange the seating chart or rearrange it, and they insist on talking politics and religion, which of course sparks emotional tension. These stars reveal where communication, boundaries, and patience are needed. So think of the stars this month as a holiday gathering, full of warmth and potential, meaningful conversations, and surprise blessings, as long as we stay grounded, gracious, and steady when emotions are running high. Together, they create a month of opportunity wrapped in growth. When we show up with maturity, generosity, and clarity, this month becomes bright, productive, and deeply rewarding. So now, here's your December checklist, all tied up in a neat little bow. Anchor your 2026 direction this month. Finish things instead of starting more. Choose identity, not just goals. Have courageous conversations. Make decisions based on truth, not fear and hiding from the truth. Build foundations, routines, and structure, and position yourself for the opportunities that are coming in the year of the horse. Now it's time to play along at home if you want to grab your own personal chart, because we want to treat December as preparations. We need to know what's happening to us personally. So let's take a look at rat in general. The rat is a cardinal animal. It's the second animal of the winter season, which the highest element is water. The clash animal is the horse. So if you have a horse in your chart, harn animal is goat. So if you have a goat in your chart, you have this. The 6 harmony is called the ox. The secret friend is the ox. And the 3 harmony combination is monkey, rat, and dragon. So how does that work? For those of you who are new, you will take your your BaZi chart that you've generated by entering your birth date, and you will look at the branch at the animals, and they're written in English. You can see on my example here, it's tiger, snake, rabbit, and dragon. We always focus on the year, month, day, and hour. We add the luck pillar in as another layer, so you don't need to focus on that if you don't want to. But the year, month, day, and hour are the ones we really want to look at more closely, because these are the ones that affect us most closely. So if you have horse in your year, month, day, or hour, you have the clash animal, and it will be affecting parts of your life that have to deal with its location. So if it's located in your month, it's going to be affecting something at your career or something related to your achievement this month. So let's talk about that clash with the horse. So the rat and horse is a fire water clash. It's a very brings instability to someone who has horse in their chart. It signals change. So wherever it shows up in your chart, that horse animal, that's where I want you to focus on some sort of shift or change. It can be a mindset shift, it can be a physical shift, it can be a mental shift, it can be emotional shift. This is a volatile and explosive clash. We can see that war can escalate during clash animal, horse, and rat at times. So, this is what the horse in the chart would be indicating in your life this December. Again, this is where we are looking. If you take a look at your chart, I always say try to memorize your year, month, day, and hour animals so that when we go through this, you easily know if you have one of those animals in your chart. The next one is the harm animal. This is the goat. So if you have a goat in your year, month, day, or hour of your chart, you will have the harm. Now, the harm is more of an emotional clash or emotional situation. It's different than a clash, which is usually pretty predictable and visible and signals change. Harms are more about emotion. Specifically, a harm between the goat and the rat causes relationship issues that are caused by someone else. Someone tells you a lie, someone tells you a story, or they don't know the whole thing, yet they're telling you. And it causes some sort of relationship disharmony with friends, with family, with significant other. It can also show up as work or staff problems, possibly, depending on where it is in your chart. But a harm is always a lesson in trust. So perhaps someone said they were going to do something and you trusted them. The harm comes in, and then suddenly they're not doing what they said they would do, and it causes some emotional upheaval for you. Now, if you have ox in your chart, this is one of the combination animals for the rat. So this, if you have the ox there and December comes in, it's going to form like a secondary element of earth. So however earth shows up for you in your chart, it could be a great thing for you, but usually when we see a combination, it is something positive. If you have the three harmony combinations, this means you either have monkey or dragon, or you have monkey and dragon. If you have both monkey and dragon in your chart and the rat comes in, you have the full three harmony. If you have one or the other, you have a partial three harmony, and the resulting element is water. So whatever water is for you in your chart is what you can see popping up more frequently for you, and that typically requires a deeper chart analysis with you. But just know if you have one of these harmonies, you will receive good help, support. You ought to be looking for ways to collaborate, to find a mentor, to find a coach, to ask questions, to do connecting and networking, because you have a higher chance of finding solutions to the problems that might be going on in your life. Now, the other animal involved this month is the rabbit. If you look at your personal chart and you see a rabbit in it, it means you have an uncivilized punishment. And that uncivilized punishment, again, is affecting you. It can show up as temptation, distraction. You are sacrificing something about yourself. Oftentimes it shows up as you're just trying to do too much. You're committing too much and you end up sacrificing your own health. The way to handle this is to control your greed, control your need to give too much. Um, Typically, I see this showing up as you are sacrificing yourself for the good of other people. So watch out for that in this month of December. It's very easy to do if you have a rabbit in your chart with all that's going on in our lives. Those with rabbits in their chart tend to give at their own sacrifice. So watch out for that if you have a rabbit in December. If you liked hearing about all of these different things going on in your chart, you would really enjoy taking part in those free courses on my website. So go ahead and subscribe to those. They are free. There's no need to enter any credit card information. It's just my way to introduce you to the basics of your chart so you learn your personal life star, what your day master is all about, and your guardian of destiny. Now let's talk a little feng shui before we close this session of December. We have some interesting phenomenon going on this month, and we have the 5-star heading up to the south. The flying stars of this month are the same as they will be in 2026. So the flying stars, the one in the middle, is going to be the exact same as energy pattern as what we're going to see in 2026. So the 5 is flying up to the south. So knowing that it's coming to that palace in 2026, we can start to welcome it this month, but only with this one activation. So this is the activation. It's going to be still water. So a deep bucket of water, or it can be very slow moving. If you have a pump that's really slow moving, you can place it in the south on December 6th. So I'm hoping you're watching this early in the month. You can place it at either 11:19 or 3:19 p.m. So 11:19 a.m. or 3:19 p.m. Leave that bucket of water there until December 7th after 5 p.m. So around 5:19, you can remove it. All right. So this is starting to welcome in the 5 yellow into the south. And we can do this because of the special formation that is in the south this year. So we can place the water, activating the 5 yellow in December without worrying, because we're putting it specifically in South 2. So you will stand in the center of your house. You can take your compass on your phone and you stay in the center of your house and you move in a circle till you figure out where South 2 is located. It's about 180 degrees right there. And then you will place your water inside South 2. In this case, I don't want it in South 1 or South 3, so place it about 180 degrees would be perfect, because right there is where we have one of the 4 nobles for 2025, which is why we can do this in a month that the 5 yellow is flying in. And what it'll do is help subdue that 5 yellow in 2026. We're creating a welcoming space for it in the south so that it can't be irritated in 2026 more easily. Plus, it's a good activation for December. If you want to know what's going to be happening for you and for the world in 2026, I invite you to join me at the summit. It is on December 17th. We begin looking at the animal energies that are affecting you in 2026. And then on January 10th, January 10th, a Saturday, we're going to spend the day, roughly about half of the day together, going through how you can prepare your home, the feng shui of your home. We're going to be looking at activations. We're going to be looking at more of the global outlook for the year, things for you to be thinking about, how you want to structure your years for best momentum in the year of the Crimson Horse. You can go to amytyson.com. The registration is right on the front page. I invite you to register for that. If you register for the summit, you also get a mid-year accelerate program, which is about another 2.5 hours midway through the year, keeping you on track, getting you ready for the year of the fire of the blood red goat of 2027. Both of those programs are included in the price of the summit. I invite you to have a great rat month, knowing that December is the beginning of something larger. The fire horse is pacing at the gate. It is showing itself. You are not who you were in January 2025. You have changed, you have released, you've grown, you've healed, you've broken patterns. Now we are asking, who are you going to be in 2026? And are you willing to act like that person now? If you want the deeper personalized forecast for your life star, day master, destiny palace, and month chart interactions, those are inside my VIP programs and reports. We can always talk about those if you're interested. Otherwise, I would love if you would like, subscribe, and comment. It helps my YouTube channel tremendously. And tell me, what identity are you stepping in for 2026? And I'll see you inside the Fire Horse energy and our final month of January 2026, the last month of the snake. Take care. See you next time.